Incredible greetings. Hello, 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 everyone. Incredible greetings. Welcome in. I did see that we had a few people waiting. All right. I see you guys. There you go. There you go. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings. Welcome in. How is everyone doing today? I've been live quite a bit today, more so on TikTok, but hello, 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 everyone. Incredible greetings. As you can see from the screen, we are going to do some socks. Now, we're not going to do that pattern that's on there. I'm actually making some socks for my sister for her job. So I can't wait for you guys to see what design we're actually doing. TikTok gets to kind of see it now. But I made my sister 3 different types of socks, 3 different designs. So that's what we're going to do. I did one side of it, and we're going to do the other sock for this set. So as you guys come in, say hello, click out of the live chat and give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, double tap the screen. Hello, Vision, Texas. Carla, hello, hello. We're going to pin the paper there. Ashley, Maureen, Whitney, Smooth Groove, welcome in. Spicy Scorpio. Okay. Mac Enterprises, how art thou, Dwayne? Phyllis, hello. Designs by Diva, Velma, Stanley, Sherry, Doreen, The Crafty Sandy, Michelle. Incredible greetings. Welcome in. Drop a hey, how you doing? Let me know if this is your first time catching me live. Also, let me know, how did you hear about the live? Was it via email or did you get a notification because you follow us? Hello, Kidron Customs. How are you doing? Welcome in. How many of you guys have done socks before? Hey, 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 that's my city girl, period. How many of you guys have done sublimation socks before? Notification from TikTok. Awesome, awesome. You got the notification and the email at the same time. Notification. Okay, okay, okay. Notification, notification. Make sure you guys are checking your emails. Hold on 1 second because I don't want to get dinged over here because I'm on TikTok shop. Hold on. The Professor, Shakia the Professor, or you can just search HS Inc. We're pretty much branded everywhere, so it'll be the same as the business. All right, but make sure you guys are checking. See, all of these are notifications from YouTube. If you are on our email list, just in case next time you don't get a notification, make sure that you go to our website and you sign up for the newsletter and you get on the email list. Just in case you don't get a notification, all of our live videos will go out via email going forward, okay? All right, there we go. Notification because I follow you all. I do sublimation socks all the time. I love them. New to socks. No, but I've been working hard today. Oh, okay. Via the email. I have not done socks, never did them. You got all the notifications. Email also. Done socks, not a full wrap. Need tips and tricks on doing an all over front and back sock like the one picture. Where you are in the right place, Lisa, because that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you a really inexpensive way, i.e. cheap way, to practice it. This is actually one of the things that you can, like there's a good, better, best. So with shirts, kind of, sort of also, but with the socks, you can get the socks from, oh wait, dang it. That's why I meant to not go live until after I did my introduction for it over here. I know you guys just see the screen. I'm actually sharing stuff out. So let's go. Bam. There we go. All right. I know it's a bunch of stuff over there. My mom's going to kill me, but that's actually everything that I'm using. So it's not clutter, Mom. I know it looks crazy, but I need to be able to access it. Like, I be able to get to it. So, Mommy, that's not clutter. It's not clutter. That's all of my things I need for the tutorial. So don't come for me, Mommy. But y'all got to hold a minute because I'm on TikTok shop. I want you guys to go and purchase the paper from the TikTok shop, but I can't say certain things while I'm on TikTok shop. So y'all got to give me a minute. This is why I meant to wait to go live over here. The socks I'm going to use, they came from Wally World. Okay. It's the And One brand from Walmart. And we're going to basically compare them to Silky Sock. So this is Silky Sock. It's much thicker. Okay. Much, much thicker than the And One. But these are great for practicing and getting things lined up, sizing your jigs, things of that nature. I know this one, it's a backward. So this one had a little mistake on it, but that's fine. She's still going to love it. All right. So this is something that you can do and test out inexpensively by going and getting you some And One. They have the longer ones. They're not as thick. Silky socks. These are nice and thick and plush, and they will really cushion your feet. The other ones are more so just to have a pretty design on your feet. You may want to wear insoles. They are thin. They are thin. I haven't bothered to like really look for ones that might be a little bit thicker and plush because I'll just go Silky Sock if I want to make socks. But those are, like I said, they're great for practice. That's what I say. They are a cheap alternative to the Silky Sock ones. And they're about relatively the same because this one has like this little compression band. This one also kind of sort of has it there. The spacing between here and then like this part, it's the same on both. This is just a lot more plush. So customers, quality, practice, cheapy. Okay. All right. For socks, you will need a jig. And I just realized I didn't do that an introduction. I'm so rude. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Okay, welcome to my page. I am Shakia Lavelle Pericles, known to you guys in the creative, crafty community as Shakia the Professor. And I need to actually go a little bit higher with my desk because I'm very low. Known as Shakia the Professor. My company is HSINK365, which is technically short for Honestly Speaking. So Honestly Speaking within the ink and the 365, because you're going to see that we're going to sublimate these socks at 365 degrees, 30 seconds per press. I am using our 13 by 19 paper, which after the fact, I thought about, I'm like, I should have put this on tacky paper, but I wasn't thinking. We do have rolls, but they're out of stock right now. And I could have done that, and I did the full thing, including the toe. Well, because I only, I didn't want to necessarily use the rolls and tease you guys. I wanted to show how you can do it with 13 by 19 paper. If you have a small format printer, you can always tape it together. When you have 14, you can get our 8.5 by 14. Even though you may not have a wide format, if you get the 13-inch paper, you technically can, like, be very, very careful, have you a large cutting mat, get you a ruler, cut it in half, and you can print both sides separately on your 8.5-inch wide printer, because the template is only about like 6 inches wide. So if you get 13 by 19 paper, you want to have a cutting mat, you want to have a nice long ruler, put it on your cutting mat, find the center point, put it there, and use like a rotary blade or a straight blade to cut that. And then I'll show you guys how to set a custom page size for that. So you have, what would that be? 6.5. Yeah. So I'll show you how to do a custom page size for 6.5. If you ever thought like, I don't need 13 by 19 inch paper, I don't have a wide format, think about the length of it. As long as you're willing to cut it, you can use the 13 by 19. If you're going to do something that's like longer, like socks and things of that nature, you really can cut that down to anything. So if you wanted to have 8.5 by 19, guess what? You can do that as well if you're not going to purchase the rolls where you're going to cut it off. Because either way, you're going to have to cut something off. With the rolls, you can't just put it in there and let it print. You have to cut it down to size. So no matter what, you got to cut it down. All right. But you will need that. Our paper is, honestly speaking, we have the most cost-effective, hassle-free, most efficient paper. When it comes to our paper, like I said, 365, 30 seconds, you use less ink. These were all printed with plain paper, bright white setting. The LED light makes this look a little funky, but in person, this is a really good black light. I mean, it's kind of weird. It looks more purplish. My shirt looks black. When I hold it up to it in person, I mean, it's not as dark, but it's also not on y'all's screen. It looks purplish. I don't know why, but plain paper, bright white setting. Okay, if you ignore the black, look at how the blue looks. Okay. And this one, like I said, plain paper, bright white for this. So that's going to save you on ink. You won't have to use large amounts of ink with like premium matte. That depletes your ink a whole lot faster. So utilizing our paper, your ink is going to last you at least 2 to 3 times more than if you're using premium presentation paper matte for your setting. No butcher paper is required for most applications. You are going to see me use butcher paper, hence my little setup, as well as some parchment paper. But that is to catch the bleed because it goes all the way to the edge. So we don't want to mess up our platen. But on top, I'm not going to need to put a piece of butcher paper. So instead of using 2 per sock, you would only use 1. Henceforth, saving money because you're not going to go through your butcher paper as fast, or your cover paper. All orders before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time ship out the same day, Monday through Friday. So you're going to get you don't have to wait 2-3 weeks, 2-3 days. We ship it out same day for all orders before 3 p.m. We are also the home of Stillaholics Anonymous and 365 Creative Academy, where we teach you about all these different things. We teach you how to unlock your creativity, wide variety of trainings, everything from designing to doing full-on projects like this. This is technically a mini class we're going to go through. It's going to be very, very detailed, but we do offer classes that go a lot deeper and you're able to like verbalize your questions, like unmuting and stuff like that. So be on the lookout for any hands-on classes that are coming up like virtually in the future. All right. So we're going to get right into this. I'm going to show you quickly. No, this template technically is not available. I already know that question is probably going to come. But I used a Tumblr template. It was one day like I needed to do actually I showed you guys when I was doing when I was trying to test the black, and do that. I don't see any of them. I've shown it a couple times. They are post office. They used to sit up there. I have no idea where they're at now. So I ended up getting that one because I was lazy. I didn't want to put anything together myself. They had like the post office, they had UPS, all those, FedEx or something like that. So I ended up buying the bundle and I made these socks from that in Silhouette Studio, which is a free software. You can download it. It's absolutely free, $99. Okay. And you go in there. I made the boxes. I sized it up, put all my indicators for where the center was, how I found it to where I lined this color up right on that band for my toe. Like all of these things, I set it up in there. I broke apart the tumbler to have the symbol and the words, and then I just arranged them, spaced them. So this whole thing was done in Silhouette Studio. Same thing with this one to make sure that the heel was like right on that little spot, making sure that this fell in the center. I'm going to add this as so it's not going to be like a live class. I'm just going to basically pre-record it. If you were on TikTok, you got to see it, but that's not saved. So I am going to basically go back through that and pre-record it and add it to your dashboard if you are enrolled in the Essentials to Silhouette Studio. So it kind of gets you started, kind of gets your juices flowing when it comes to designing. So that will be a pre-recorded video that's going to go on your dashboard for this. All right. Of course, we're going to use, honestly speaking, sublimation paper for this. You can use the tacky. I really wish I would have used the tacky, but we're going to use the regular fast dry. It's still going to work. All right. The tacky just would have made it where the and womas, because it's so thin, it makes the jig curl. The silky sock one doesn't, but the and one, because it's thin, it makes it curl. So I wish I would have used a tacky one. That way it would have stayed in place, but it's okay. The other things that we're going to use, of course, is butcher paper and or parchment paper, scissors to make your jig. I'm going to use foam board. On this, you cannot be cheap, okay? You got to get the Elmers. You cannot get the cheap green thing with the roots. Money, green thing with the roots. I'm on TikTok Live. I can't say the name, but if you know what I'm talking about, put it in the chat and I'll tell you if that's what I'm talking about. I just can't say it. But money, leaves, trunk, and root. That place. You can't use that one. You need Elmer's. Okay. This is heat compressed. So this was a regular foam board. I actually pressed this and compressed it. Yep, there we go. So glad y'all got what I was putting down. Yes, that place. That place. Oh, I can say it that way. Trees of $1. Yes. Exactly. There you go. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Perfect. All right. Hey, Patrice, how art thou? So with this, because I use my heat press to basically melt down the foam, sublimation and using your heat press in of itself is not toxic. Can't say that enough. But this is not technically sublimation when we're compressing this. There's a foam in the middle. You're using heat, you're melting it down. It will stink to high heavens, okay? Open up a window. I even recommend putting on a mask, even if it's just your one that you have. Like, it doesn't have to be like the full-on respirator, but just put on something. Definitely do it in a well-ventilated area. I mean, will it hurt you? No, but it's a really strong smell because you are melting down the foam. It's the same thing when I'm cutting styrofoam. Like it's horrible trying to cut that inside. It's better to do it in a well-ventilated area. I did it yesterday, but in that, I'm going to be very responsible. When I did it, did I open up a window? Heck no. Did I put on my mask? No. But I'm going to be very responsible in the information that I give. And I'm going to say, like, don't say I didn't warn you. You are melting foam. Use a mask, open a window. Unless you're like in a really big room, you know. But we're going to use this. We're also going to use, honestly speaking, although this is my 8-inch, 4-inch and 6-inch tape, because that is what we wrap around the jig. I thought I had another one over here. to make this where it's easier to slide the sock on and off. If it's just the paper part, it's going to be a little rough. It can get snagged. Pull a couple strings. The heat tape is going to make this where you can easily slide it on and off. And technically, you can wipe this off a little bit, like the ink that goes on there. All right. Or you can always put more tape over it too. After, like, especially if it's like different color designs, you can always put more tape on it. So those are things that we're going to use. Socks and one socks and a silky sock. So just socks. Oh, heat tape. Okay. The 1 inch, 4 inch, and 6. Oh, I'm also going to use my 1/2 inch for the line. So I'm actually, see, look, I'm using almost every last heat tape that I have. So we're going to use 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4, and 6. Do you necessarily need the 4? Not really. You can use the 6 and just wrap it on both sides. You just need to fully wrap it so it goes around the edge. So at least 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and preferably the 6 inch, because this is like 4.5 inches wide. So the 4 inch tape will not fully cover it. But I was able to use, like on the other one, I just did like the 6, wrapped it around, and then I just put the 4 in the middle because there was extra from the 6. But that's up to you how you want to do that. But heat tape, scissors, butcher paper, and of course a heat press. I think that's everything. I think that is everything that we're going to need. Yes, I mean, of course you can use any jig. Silky Sock actually has some really great jigs. You can buy those and you can kind of use those as templates as well. This one I kind of freehand. I went through a lot. So this is not the full on exactly everything that I went through to be able to create this, because I'm a nerd. So I did a lot of math calculations. I put it on my foot. I measured so my jig is really based off of my calf and the fact that I wanted to stretch it as much as I possibly could. I started there, then I had to shrink it down because of the sock that I was using. But I went through a full day. So templates don't take like, a second to do. I put a lot of work into this free live class. Put it on my foot, on my leg, measured to see like what's at least the very minimum width. I had to make it. So it was a whole lot of going on for me to make this. So for this particular sock, about 4.5 inches is going to be ideal. My silky sock one, the one for that though, is about 5 inches wide, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, you can use any jig. If you have the metal ones, a lot of the times, like, you want to make sure that it's made for the sock that you're using, because they're not all created equal. Same thing with silky sock. You go there, you'll see that they're like different sizes to them, but you can use the metal ones. Some people cut them from yucca board. I don't necessarily care for that one because the edges of it is too thick. So when it comes to rolling it, the ones from silky sock, or if you're using like a really thin metal one, it normally doesn't, it's a low profile. It's really thin. So it's going to make it a little bit easier when you're rolling the edges. If you're using the one that's made of the yucca board, because it has a little bit of a thickness, you really have to roll it because that's a big area that it's not getting to. Okay. Any other questions? Or yeah, I'm going to flip you guys around. Well, you guys around, and I'm going to share my screen with you guys just so that you can see Silhouette Studio and the way that it's set up. And I tried a couple different things. I tried poster board. Now, the silky sock one is pretty much like it seems like a lot of poster boards glued together, not with, if you're going to try to make your own by gluing stuff together, do not, I repeat, do not try and use a hot glue gun, because hello, when you heat it, because you're sublimating, you're going to be melting that adhesive again, and it'll probably pop off. So if you want to kind of make your own from layers of poster board or chipboard, use liquid glue for these, not even spray glue. Get you a little brush, put it on there, put something heavy on it, let it sit for at least 24 hours. So if you want to just piece a bunch of them together, use liquid glue. But I, attempted to try a couple different things, but this just wasn't thick enough. Even if I glued it, I needed like a third one, and I feel like doing all that. So I just melted down a poster foam board. All right. Thank you for the share, whoever that was that shared this. Make sure that you guys are sharing as well. Let's flip you guys around. Let's go here. Okay, I don't have the blue one on here. Wait, let's see. Can I? Oh, here it is. Ooh. When I probably do the video, I'll probably use the gray one because that would have been cool to make her some socks with the United States Postal Service going down the side. Ooh, I need to do that one. So I'm going to drag and drop this here. So as you can see, this was, hold on one second. I have to send this to my husband. It's something for T-Mobile and it came to my phone. So I open up this. As you can see, the design basically mimics the tumbler, and all the pieces are from there. I sampled the color from here. I mean, I made the boxes myself and I sampled the color, but the images, they are from that tumbler template. So think outside of the box. Think outside of the box when you have things, use them. Tumblr templates sometimes are nothing more than a background, especially if it's something like this one or this one over here, where it's just a pattern, some type of pattern. It's just considered to be, a background, and you can use that as a background for anything. Don't feel limited in using your Tumblr templates just for tumblers. So I sampled colors and I took this piece and I made the two designs, this one right here, circle, some edit point and some point editing. And this one, took this, split it up, arranged it, spaced it, all that kind of good jazz. And these were our templates, okay? I'm going to show you real quick. So maybe reason me coming over here is to show you guys, if you decide to get some 13 by 19 paper so that you can make some customized sizes for 19 inches long. So if you want to make it 8.5 by 19, 6.5 by 19, I'm going to show you where you go for that. Under your preferences, you're going to go to your document size and you're going to go to user defined. Here, we're going to go 8.5 by 19. Okay. Where it says paper width, you will make that 8.5. Paper height, 19. Save. Just that easy. So if I wanted to do the one, because if you have an 8.5, because you can technically do two templates per 13 by 19 paper. So we don't want to go to 8.5 because then you're only left with a little sliver and you can't use that. So if you split it in half, that's 6.5, and you can definitely use that because the template itself is only 6 inches. I'll show you after this. So we're going to go 6.5 by 19. If you want to put 4 socks or whatever, you can. And you're going to change paper width to 6.5 and then 19. You can go up to 47 inches long. And then you're going to save that one. Okay. And you'll just put that there. Then you can do the preset so that you can just click on it and go to it. But that's how you make the custom size. And then you'll have to go through all the other stuff to make the presets. Did you guys know that you can make custom sizes in your print settings? If you're new, say yes. And well, put a 3 if you knew. Put a 6 if you did not know how to make your own custom sizes. And it can go in the tray because your tray will compact down to the 6 inches, 6.5 inches, or you can put it in the rear feed. I would recommend, if you have like a tray, I would recommend the rear feed. All right, so that's that. And it prints out. That's all done. Now we're going to switch over to the other camera. And I'm going to make a jig. Ooh, I gotta sneeze. And we're going to press some socks. All right, let me move you guys. Ugh. Thank you. All right, let me pull this back to make sure that you guys can fully see. Okay. I also need to go get this black print off the printer. Hold on. Okay. So for the sake of time, I have already marked the line. You can use an X-Acto knife, and I would recommend not doing this like this and doing it on a self-healing mat. But I am going to, I'm only scoring through the top part of it. I'm not going all the way through. I'm pretty skilled with this. I'm so used to working with foam board and blades to where I kind of know exactly how much pressure to apply to make sure that I'm not going through. There we go. And then I'm going to use my scissors. You want to round this off. Is there like an exact way? No, not really. I do kind of go in some and kind of taper it a little bit just to make sure it goes in a little bit better. So I'm just going to kind of start here. Oops. And start to curve. And then come on this side and round it off. Probably a little bit more. Actually, where's my other one? I'm going to use that. Let's see. How well did I do? Oh, I actually did that spot on. Yeah. I did a good job. As far as the curve up there, I'm going to trim this part down some, just a little bit, because I can see where my line is. But my little curve is perfect. All right. Now, we're going to take our 4-inch tape. I'm going to tag, I'm going to pin the tape. Ooh, wrong one. Pin. There we go. We carry 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inches, and 6 inches. Don't ask me why we skipped over 5. I have no idea. I mean, especially since I could have done, ooh, I may now have to order some because I think I should do an HS ink like big bundle and do 3, 6, and 5 inch tape like in a bundle. Y'all know I'm all about branding. I love anything with the numbers 3, 6, 5, and 0. All right. Come on. This is the 6 inch one. You can use, what's those things called we use? A squeegee to push out any air. Just going to flip it over and then just fold it over. How many of you guys expected to come here and just see me press socks? Be honest. Would you rather see me just press socks, or is this part helpful for you? Just so that I get an idea of what all I need to cut out of classes. If you guys don't need to know this part and you just want to see the socks part. Who came here expecting to see just pressing of socks? Oh, I just realized I probably sound so distant. I completely forgot to switch my microphone. Completely forgot to switch my microphone. Hold on. I'm gonna go mute it, so give me a second. Okay. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Okay, you guys should be able to hear me. Yes, you came here, but it's most helpful, very helpful, very helpful, helpful. The explanations are very helpful. You came here expecting just to see socks. Are you pleasantly surprised that it's not just socks? Very helpful. I never expected you to just press anything. I know better than that. Oh my gosh, leave me alone, LaShonda. She's like, I know better than that. I know you guys can. On the other one. Good, but wait. I mean, I appreciate that. I can say, for some people, I do give a full-on explanation. I'm just a very detailed person. So someone said information is good, but a little too wordy. But it's good and helpful. What's crazy, I wanted to start with socks and I'm mad I missed the beginning. You haven't missed anything actually. So I just kind of went through the supplies and now we are making the jig. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. All right. So now we're going to put this on the other side. Some people like, like all the details. Some people don't need it all. Unfortunately, I can't do like tutorials. That's for those who need like quick information and those who don't. The majority of I've identified that the majority of my audience works better. Oh shoot, it's okay. With more detail versus less detail. I think they like the fact that I don't just do tutorials, that I actually teach. So I do cater more to those who need a lot more like detail, because by the time I'm done, you normally don't have, like most of my students always say, well, you answered my questions. You usually don't have a lot of questions once you get done with one of my trainings. Because it's always those little things that you think are insignificant until you need it. And did I really need it to be this long? Not really. I definitely could have cut it down, but I'm like, whatever. I'm not worried about it. But I definitely could have cut it down. Although I think there might be some socks that are longer than what I have. So this may come in handy. I think maybe some of the dress socks are probably longer. Or like these are kind of calf socks. I think Silky does have some that are a little bit longer. So this jig should be universal for all of that. So that's all we needed to do. All right. So now we can load a sock. Do as I say, not as I do. So I'm saying that because I'm about to bite this sock as I put it on, because it just makes it a lot easier. I would recommend you using like a binder clip or something to kind of hold it in place. So do as I say, not as I'm about to do. Okay? All right. So I do like the little Cookie Monster because I can't really grip it and like, I mean, if I could grip it and like grab both sides and pull it down, it wouldn't necessarily be an issue, but I can't. So I bite it. Can I hold it in place? So at least help me get it on. Dang it. It was curled under some. Okay. I'm going to do it again. The heck? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there it is. There we go. And then if I happen to put it on incorrectly, I'll just rotate it. And the heat tape makes it easy to slide and rotate it into place. And now this part is flat. So you can see how thin this is. I can fully see the yellow tape. And I know that this is technically up too high because I have the indicator on here. So I'm going to, I stretched that a little bit too much there. I can go longer if I had the paper to support that. Like if I did it on the roll paper. But because I'm using 13 by 19, I can't really stretch it how far up I want to. All right. These are a little bit more like snug. The silky one you have a little bit more give. This feels like a compression sock, but it's not like a compression sock on your foot. It's just tight when you're trying to load it. There we go. I only had the one jig that I was working with before. So I cut my paper down, but I technically could have left it together. All right, we're going to take our print. And ooh, that one was perfect that time. Yeah. Oh, that one ended up perfect. Okay, this actually needs to come up some though. Ooh, that lined it up perfect. Wow. Because I don't want this to move, because there is like key parts to it, I need to take this down using Honestly Speaking heat tape, which is pinned in your shopping cart. This is the 1-inch tape that I'm using. This butcher paper is to catch all of this ink right here. Oh. That's all crooked. Okay. If it was a design that's like the sock that's on the thumbnail, the one I did yesterday, you don't have to worry about this. You literally can just put it on top and just press. But like I said, this one has like areas where I need to make sure the design lines up with those areas. $365, 30 seconds. Just wait. So someone asked about the toe. This is 13 by 19 paper. The sock is technically longer than 19 inches. If you did the roll, you could go longer and do the full length, which is about like 21 and some change. But for this is my paper length 19, and then we have like the print margin. Oh, we are going to do it. If you have not seen the socks that we are making, where did I throw them? Y'all know I'm always losing an inch. Oh, they're in my chair. We are going to do the toe. All right. Okay, this is the part that I hate because with these socks, it pops up because the socks are too thin. The silky ones, it doesn't do that. Now I need to take off for my toe so that I have a clean line and it doesn't go over it. But I put my tape there to keep it, to hold it down so that it doesn't curl too much on me. And this one gets a red toe. So again, if your paper is long enough, or if you want to tape, so like this piece is so small, me taping two pieces together, even if it's like another 8, like, well, I'll have to do a 13. That's a lot of wasted paper, or I have to like make sure I cut it perfectly. So rather than tape it together and then print it, I just do them separately. Does this one take up more time? Yes. It's just personal preference and how you want to do this. If you are someone that wants quick projects, you know, and you want it to be done, get it over and done with, this is not the project for you. It does require you to take some time. This is not something where it's like, socks are definitely not quick money when it comes to sublimation. Even without all of these, you have to press, roll, and then press. So it definitely takes time. This is not one of the quicker sublimation applications, even without a specific like spacing for the design. So I left that there long enough for it to basically cool down and relax so that it doesn't continue to bunch up on me. Oh, duh, Shakia. I'm like, what am I doing? So there is exposed ink on here, so we have to cover that up. Make sure my toe is all the way on the heat press. Yes, I made my own jig. I need full detail. I'm normally a watcher. So I gotta let that cool down a little bit because, oh crap. Damn it, I got ink on, damn it. I got ink on my platen. So I'm gonna have to press that quite a bit to get that off. But remember, I gotta let these cool because if not, when I roll it, it's gonna be funky. So had to let these cool down a little bit. So now we roll. You want to roll this to where the color goes on the edge. Well, yeah, so you want the color along here. I don't like to put too much color like on this part of it because it leaves a thick line. So I literally roll it to where my color is right along the edge so that the print just meets up with it. This takes time. Socks are not a press and go kind of project. I'm going to take my parchment paper and just cover up my ink on that one. That way I don't have to waste another paper. Okay. Ooh, I was about to make a big old boo-boo. That is not the right one. But about to make a big fat boo-boo. I'm making sure all of my lines match up. Dang it. I forgot to mark which side was down. I'd be a monkey's uncle. I just snatched it off and forgot to pay attention to which side was down or which side had the ink on it. I think this is the side with the ink. And this is just me. I mean, you can save yourself time by just grabbing a new piece of butcher paper and parchment paper, but I didn't want to do that. To avoid the white, you have to roll it. You have to roll it. I'm going to see if I can get this to not ghost and just use the same paper instead of getting other picture paper. Let's see if I prevented that from, if I can get it to not ghost or like, you know, double print. I don't know if the whole thing moved, so. I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see if it's messed up. It ain't my fault. I don't think my sister will care, but still. If I was using tacky paper, I would be good. But since I'm not, we're just going to, like I said, we're going to test it. We're going to push it to the limit. See how this goes. See if I can get it to not ghost. Actually, dang it. I think I moved it. I don't know what I'm thinking. I should have just... I'm not taking no chances. Not gonna do it. Not gonna take a chance. I'm just gonna move this out of the way. I'm not chancing it. It's just butcher paper. And I cut extras anyway. So let me stop being... If this was for an order, technically, they would have paid for all of like whatever butcher paper, all the extra labor. But because this is for my sister, I am trying to preserve, you know, supplies. I'm not paying for this. All right. Now, to cover these up, this is the part where, you know, pre-recorded tutorials are better because you don't get to see all of this. Like somebody probably is doing all of this when they're doing pre-recorded tutorials, but this part is cut out. So you don't have to suffer through this particular part of it. And they normally just kind of have the sheets and it's like bled out, you know? But here you're going to get the full experience. And that's only because I'm holding it there because these are really, really long. So I got to make sure that they don't fall, but I can still move my heat press. honey, that was a lot of work. The printer that I recommend is right above 1,000. So the ET16600 is $1,099.99. So that would be my recommendation to replace your 7720. Nice clean line. Everything lined up. I got my toe. This one has a custom heel. Here is this one on the sides. Hey, that almost lined up. Oh, damn. And then this is where it rolled a little bit too much, so you end up with extra blue right there. But down here, it's not too bad. This one, let's see. That lined up pretty good. This side lined up. This lined up. Of course, you are going to see the blue because you rolled it until that's double sublimation ink in that area. All right. So now this is a matching set. And my sister's birthday is next week. So happy birthday, ma'am. Nah, I'll probably throw some gift cards in the socks. But technically, this is a really dope Christmas birthday gift. Uh-oh, what's on there? Get off. That's just a sock. Now, I'm only going to do one of the black socks, the silky ones, I've already done. So for this one, I'm only going to do one. I want to just see the difference between this one and the silky sock with all black. So this one won't have a matching one in this live, but the silky one will because I've already made that in black. Do as I say, not as I do. Use a binder clip. Don't use your teeth. Oh, come on. Don't use your teeth. Use a binder clip. So hold it in place so that you can free up your hands to pull it down. The heck? It works better to pull it down when you're using two hands versus one. And I love the heat tape. It makes it easy to spin it. I don't have to worry about it being on perfectly. because the heat tape makes it easy to spin. Okay. And then I'm going to put the silky sock one on this one. Just as soon as I figure out where I put it. There it goes. See, this one is not as tight. It's a lot easier to get down to the bottom of it. See, a lot easier to go on than the other one. So the other one might be cheaper, but it takes more work. I always say you cannot save time and money. You have to choose one or the other. You can never save both. So with these, I save money, but it takes more time to load them. Now, if I really wanted to, so someone asked about pressing them at the same time. The only thing is, sometimes you see that line of demarcation. On the other one, it was completely flat. So if you want to, you have to cut it into the ink. You have to make sure you're not leaving any white. So you have to cut into the ink. So we can do it this way. And again, I'm only using tape because it like the design lines up in a specific spot. If it was just like a random pattern, you would not have to worry about adding extra tape to it. But because I need it to stay, and this looks weird, in a specific spot, I'm taping it so it doesn't move. All right, when I press this, I may have to still press this. I forgot this isn't 20 inches. It's actually over 20 inches. My heat press is 20. Certain parts of it are not on the heat press. So I'm going to have to still press the toe part, which means I need to take this down so that it doesn't move. All right. That was the other part with this and me separating it. I was able to move it up. So the design is a little under 21. This is only 20 inches. So to make sure that when I move it to press the bottom half, I need to tape this down to make sure that it doesn't move. If I was using the tacky paper, I wouldn't just have to worry about it. I can just move it. But with this, I'm going to put some pieces down. This is where butcher paper is better than parchment paper because parchment paper, it wouldn't stick to it. So I'm glad I'm using butcher and not the parchment paper. So that way, once it presses up here, I can just move it and it doesn't move because this is going to be loose, I could easily end up shifting it. So I'm taping it down. Because I am going to have to still press this in sections. So see, good thing that we're doing this as a full tutorial because I almost screwed up on that. Well, a full class, not tutorial, a full class. Make sure that you guys check out the sublimation paper. It is pinned in your cart, or you can go to our main location that's online and order your paper. All orders before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time get shipped out the same day. You can order your paper, your heat tape, your ink. All right. The Silky Sock one is a little bit thicker than the and one. So to compensate for that, I'm going to let this sit a little bit longer than 30 seconds to make sure that this one fully gets pressed, because the pressure is a little bit off. That just gives it more time for the gases to come off the paper. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to post them. Once I'm done with these, it is over. We've been on for about an hour and a half. Make sure you guys show some digital love. Double tap those screens. Get those likes up. Comments also helps the algorithm. That's digital love as well. So whatever your thoughts are on it, questions, compliments, definitely does help the algorithm. The tape actually seemed like it helped it keep from well, maybe not that one, like doming. This is hot. So they're both 100% polyester, so it's the same amount of release. Oh, it did dome. See how that stretched all the way around there? But this is the and one. So ooh, that was a big, oh man. I guess because I did like 2 presses back to back, that domed up and warped a lot. If you were doing 400 degrees, 60 seconds, or if you were doing 60 seconds on this, oh, that's probably why too. I did do 60 seconds. All right, so this is going to end up with some extra black around here because it domed, and when it when it expanded and when it went back down, it's on this side. So I'm gonna try and just make sure that the white part is off and it's not going to go over that. Okay, also, want to show you guys this. This is how great this is with releasing the ink. My cyan is actually messed up. I forgot to I forgot to do the maintenance on it. So I want you to see that there are banding lines in my blue. But you won't see it on the sock. Oh, forgot about this piece. See, the silky sock one did not do that. It's a thicker sock. The and one is why I said it's a cheap option for practicing. But for better quality, a nice thick sock like silky sock is going to be the better option. So you see, this didn't dome. This didn't give me the extra. So I can now control how much I roll it over because this is a thicker sock. Say it with me. And one, practice. Sell silky or quality. And one, practice. Sell quality. Or silky quality. And that's for selling. Silky for selling and one for practice. And this is not a sponsored video. We are using, honestly speaking, Sublimation paper, guys. If you are just joining, we are the home of the most cost-efficient, hassle-free, energy-efficient sublimation paper. We are subbing these at 365 degrees, 30 seconds. This is printed with plain paper, bright white setting. I do not use premium matte. that takes way too long and it uses up way too much ink. So I use plain paper, bright white, set to the highest possible setting quality. And 365, 30 seconds. You're going to save money because you don't need all that extra butcher paper. You don't need one on the top and bottom on both sides. I needed it here because, of course, there's exposed ink. But on the top, you guys see every single time, I do not put any butcher paper. I have no fear of ink getting on my platen because it does not bleed through the back at all. There is no bleed out or blowout through the back. All of the sublimation gases go one way. I'm just being very meticulous with where this fold is. Okay. Dang it, I keep forgetting about this stupid blue piece. This is for demo purposes only because I know not everyone has the rolls. Trust and believe, if I was doing socks, hunty, I will not be using 13 by 19 paper. I will definitely be using my roll. I have 13-inch rolls and 8.5-inch rolls. This right here is for the birds. This is only to show that it is possible with regular sublimation paper. But for me, and my sanity, if I was doing this for an order or not on live on TikTok shop, I would not be dealing with paper. I would have pulled out my rolls and called it a day because all these extra steps are annoying. Oh, that's another thing too. Look at the blue here and then how it comes out. So sublimation is heat activated, guys. Look at the difference in the before and after. It is heat activated. Can somebody tell Lori, because I can't say it. I'm on TikTok shop. It is that blue place with it used to have a yellow smiley face as their logo. It is now it's like a starburst or a star, but it's yellow. So if someone could write that in the comment section where the and ones came from, because I can't say it. Thank you. If you are enjoying this free class, please make sure you guys are showing some digital love. Please give back as much as you are receiving. I don't think you'll ever find anywhere where you get this detailed. We've been on for an hour and a half, detail for detail, everything that you need to be able to do socks. If you can find another class like this free anywhere on the intranet, please let me know. So I'm not charging for this, although it would be nice for you guys to go and purchase our product, enroll in our classes. A thank you is nice. Double taps are nice. Double taps don't pay the bills, but you know, they are appreciated. They help more people find us who may want to go and purchase our products from our TikTok shop or from our main location. So taps and comments are definitely welcome, because maybe somewhere there is a newbie who is not committed to any paper. Maybe they don't have a whole bunch of paper stored up. So it's like, okay, I'm going to get your paper once this runs out. Help us find the ones who are not committed to a paper or ink, and they need quality paper, quality ink, quality instructions. So your likes, your comments helps us stay in business so that we can reach others. Your purchases help even more though. I just use, okay, so I'll go over all that at the end. Give me a second. I'm letting it go only because the silky sock is thicker than the other one. But if they were both the same ones, I can just do 30 seconds. Thank you. I definitely have to rewatch this. I miss you doing the first set of socks. I missed a lot due to cooking, but I was definitely listening, and I will be rewatching the live. Thank you. It's okay. Ooh, it is still hot in there. So last time on this one, when I put the tape over it, the tape stuck and it pulled up some of the ink. But we lined up good. That one's a little bit off. That side lined up perfectly. This side lined up perfectly. And so did this side. So here are, wait, which side is the, okay. So there are those. And then comparing it to the and one. The and one is silkier. But they both still look really good. So we have this pair, if you're just joining, this pair. I set the design up in Silhouette Studio. I do teach Silhouette Studio. So if you are interested in learning how to utilize Silhouette Studio to create your own designs like this, be sure to, if you're over here, check out our full profile. You'll find information about our teaching options. And you guys can visit our main online location. This one, yes, was a little messed up, but my sister, it's for my sister. And this one has the custom heel. I did create an exact template for this. So I know, so I did this with regular colors, but if I wanted to put a name right across here, if I wanted to put something in this area, if I wanted to put something in this area, I can do that. I can put, I'll know exactly where everything goes because I created a template. If it was just the ones like this, I don't really need a template for it. I just filled in the box and then just press. This is a silky one, silky sock. Also, I gotta go get it. So from this one from yesterday, the ones that you see in your thumbnail, the toe is a custom toe on this one also. So look at those colors. Our products produce amazing, amazing colors. Something like this, you won't have to worry about the taping. You won't have to worry about it, except for the toe, unless you just pre-tape it. But you just put it on there. That's all you have to do for this style. Because it's no like specific spot of like this part here where the heel is. You just fill a rectangle and press. And then I have on my Army Fatigue ones. All right, just to go a quick overview. I use an Elmer's foam board. The only thing I was worried about, I went through a lot of different measurements. Now, I can't say based off of whatever socks you're using. This is about 4.5 inches wide, which was perfect for the and ones. The silky one, that one is actually probably like 5 inches wide, but I use that one with this anyway. I like to really stretch that silky one out, try and get more of those gases in between the gaps. So I do like a 5 to give it a little bit more stretch. Oh, maybe that's what you meant as far as you can't get the sizing for white. You're always going to see white. When it's like this, you're not going to see it. I did a video with them on my feet. You end up, as it stretches and it's on your legs, you're going to see the valleys of white. There's no way to avoid. I don't care how much you stretch this out. You'll never, because you're not making contact with the threads underneath. So all you're making contact with is the stitching that's on top. You will never make contact with the ones underneath. So it's always going to be white. Silky sock has the liner, like the ones where the inside of it is colored. You can use those. He also has a colored bottom. All you have to worry about is like the top. But there's no way to avoid this. When it's on your leg, you're going to see you're going to see the white if it's overstretched. For kids, you normally never see that. It's normally, adults with thicker calves where you will see, kind of see the stretch on it. But if that's what you're referring to, Aquisha, you cannot avoid this. Once it's on your foot, you cannot avoid this. I don't care how much you stretch it. You will never avoid this. All right. So I used just a foam board. I measured 4.5 inches or 5 inches, depending on which sock I'm doing. And I just cut straight down, going on the 30-inch side, because it's a 20 by 30. 20 would be too short. So I just go to the 30-inch side. I don't cut anything down. I just leave it as is. And then it's covered with heat tape. That just makes it easier to maneuver the sock once it's on here. So this is foam board. This is compressed foam board. Again, if you're just joining, you missed the beginning, you can always go back and watch. I said it there. I gave you the disclaimer. It does have a smell. It can make your chest, it might make your chest feel a little tight. Not really. It's just that it's a smell to it because you are melting foam. So that's sublimation of itself is not toxic, but this is not sublimation when you are making this jig. This comes as a thick foam board, and you put it under your heat press and press it down, and it's going to melt it flat. You're melting the foam that's in the middle. Open up a window and put on a mask because it can affect some people. Some, it won't even bother you, but I'm giving the disclaimer that this is compressed foam, and I compressed it using heat. Melting foam has fumes. I'm going to do it down here since y'all like that word and think that everything with sublimation fumes are dangerous. We'll need to rewatch. I wanted to do this next week. Does the rubber around the top of the leg feel like it's overcooked? Of course not. At 365, 30 seconds? Of course not. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the peacocks. So this is the paper that was used, 365, 30 seconds. And no, on this one, it does not feel overcooked, nor does it feel that way on the silky sock. You still end up having, so it's not like overly stretched. Now, if someone has a really skinny leg, you won't, so if it's going for someone that's like really like a skinny leg and they're not going to stretch it, you wouldn't want your jig to be that big anyway to where it's going to stretch it out. But it's still technically, it does like contract back in. It's not the same width as the jig. Okay, once it's done, once you take it off, it does compress, it does contract. Not all the way back to where it was, but it does contract. And it doesn't feel like, I'm not sure if you mean like overcooked, but as far as like, does it still have its elasticity? Yes, it does. It's still snug on my foot. So for this, you do need to have our heat tape, our 6-inch heat tape. So that's this one. It is available everywhere you can purchase Honestly Speaking products. Okay. Last call for any questions. All right. If there are no other questions, I thank you guys so very much for hopping on. I'm going to let you guys go because I can't talk about my class on here. So I'm going to let you guys go over on TikTok. Although you can check out the shopping cart, click on that. It'll take you to, right now, the paper is pinned. All orders before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Well, I feel like my paper was wet. Get shipped out the same day. This is Honestly Speaking sublimation paper. No, you cannot find it on A to Z. You have to get it through our TikTok shop or through our main online location. All right. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Be incredible. All right. Over here. Bring my microphone back. Yes, we do sell on TikTok. We also have a website. TikTok sometimes gives you free shipping, but I will, and hopefully, like, you know, if you can get a coupon code over there, it might come out less expensive. Wait a minute. Don't know what happened there. The 8.5 by 11 is the same on both sites, but all the other ones, I'll tell you, they cost you more on TikTok because we have to pay more on that platform. So it costs you more on TikTok than it will just going straight through our site. But TikTok can offer you free shipping. I think orders over $20, and sometimes they do have additional coupons. But buying it directly on the site allows you to build up rewards points. And then you can use those reward points. Once you build them up, you can use those reward points to take money off of classes or products. So anything that's sold on the website. We had some people that had rewards points and they were able to attend the design challenge. It was $5.63. So either they attended absolutely free or they used like a $5 coupon and then they paid the 63 cents. If you refer, everyone technically can be an affiliate and you can get $5 coupons. I believe now they do let you stack the discount codes. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe they let you stack them now. So if you refer others, kind of go to your rewards, refer others, they'll get $5 off and you'll get a $5, like a discount code for $5 off, like your next purchase. So you can save by referring us through the rewards program. We hope to see you guys tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are enrolled in Essentials to Silhouette Studio, learn Silhouette Studio in 30 days. We are bringing back live sessions. So if you signed up after March 2022, and you're like, man, I wish I could have attended this live, although it won't be completely like that. It's more so of a refresher and review. We are going to fully go over some things, but it's not going to be like as many examples. You still will have to watch the originals and learn from that, take notes, but this will give you the opportunity to be live in the room with me. We will have weekly sessions every single week. In the evening, and then we'll have one study hall session. That study hall session will be on select days at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so it is during the daytime, but that's for you to come with your questions. I will not be teaching lessons in the study hall live Zooms. It is for you guys to come in and ask any questions that you have or learn from the questions that others may have, but it is back live. You don't have to pay anything extra if you've enrolled in it, you know, anytime from March 2022 up until today. Anyone that is enrolled in that gets access to these new live Zoom sessions that are now just added on, no additional cost. You can find the link on your dashboard. So you're going to go to 365 Creative Academy, go to your dashboard, go to Essential to Silhouette Studio. You're going to scroll down and it's going to say 2024 live Zoom sessions. If you have never gone into the dashboard, if you just purchased it, and you haven't gone in there, you can't get to that part unless you do the prerequisites. So you have to click on the welcome, read what's there. Click on the one for, I think, the Facebook group. Go the one for the playbacks. Like, you have to go through the first ones. You can't just like click. So make sure that you are going to your dashboard before Friday, because if not, you're trying to rush to get in. You're going to have to go through those little things in order to get to be able to get onto the Zoom. Register early. Seats are limited to be in the Zoom. There will be, like, once I go live, actually, you know what? I'm going to actually create a playlist, but there will be a link. Once it's streaming live, you can watch it from the live stream link. I will still, of course, answer your questions. It's just, of course, going to be delayed because I have to wait like back and forth. You're not able to unmute. So be sure to get there early. If you get kicked out, somebody might come in and take your spot. So be mindful of that as well. Okay. She says, I will definitely be in the room early. Put me in, Professor. I'm ready. Any questions about Essentials of Silhouette Studio before I get off? I still have to design a brochure. I'm going to design that from my laptop. So I got to get out of here because I do have some designing to do for a client. All right, if y'all ain't got no questions, what y'all still doing here? Until next time, incredible evening. Have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Be incredible. Peace.